This is on you.
Oh, okay, I see that. Because of how you got it.
We buy some products. That was none.
Here we go. Okay, the line. My card. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of SKN Youth Talk. We welcome each and every one of you once again to this afternoon's edition of another program of SKN Youth Talk with me. I'm Shaquille Gumbs. With me is Herschel Browne and Phealecia Patrick, who is always with me every single Sunday, and I appreciate the both of them for taking their time out to be with us once again. And this afternoon's topic will be empowerment of young men, and this will be a great discussion this afternoon. So we will start with Mr. Browne right now at this time. So Herschel, you go right ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of SKN Youth Talk, and we are very happy to be here this afternoon to discuss about boys empowerment, because when we look in the community and we look at the concerns of young men and young boys in our villages, we came up with some tremendous points how we can help the boys in the community itself. I being a scout leader, I mean, dealing with boys in the community, I know how difficult it is. I know sometimes it comes with hard pressure and a lot of things like that. But this afternoon topic will be very, very important. And I really want you guys to listen, because there's some fundamental points that we gonna discuss, and there's some fundamental questions I am going to ask Phealecia and Shaq to answer as well as we go along. All right, but first thing I want to look at, because in order to mobilize young men in our community, in order to mobilize our young boys, we have to begin with us as men. We have to look at certain characteristics of our personality and our standards, the way how we live our life, and the way how we set the example for young boys to follow.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to begin with the qualities of being a true father. The qualities of being a true father, because we know that as a father is very vital role to play in the home, especially when you have sons. Sometimes I know it's not easy. Sometimes I know that there are challenges that you may face as a single parent, or a nuclear family, and whatever family it is. But the point is that there are certain characters that we must look into in terms of being a true father. And before I go right along, I will ask my friend Shaq, I will ask my friend Phealecia this question. When you look at society and you look at fathers' example today in the society, in the homes, what do you think, and how can you adjust some of the situations that happen in single homes pertaining to young boys and development, empowerment, etc.? Whichever one want to start first, Phealecia or Shaq, whichever one. I start with Shaq.
So the question over again, because I was concentrating to the...
Okay, the question was, okay, when you look at society and you look at our fathers, right, and when you look in the homes, you see what are these type of challenges that you see pertaining to fathers, in like the qualities in fathers, and even the unquality in father, to raise up and mobilize young boys in the home itself. Because in order to mobilize young boys, it begins in the home with their fathers. So Whichever one want to answer first. Shaq, Phealecia, before we go along.
Well, to me, in these day and age,
Mm-hmm.
the fathers nowadays don't really pay attention to their young boys nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Some fathers.
Thank you, Phealecia. Mm-hmm.
Because
Pertaining to me,
Mm-hmm.
let me use me as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't grow up with a father in my life,
Yeah.
so it was hard on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't grow up with any father around me, so it was kind of tough. It was kind of hectic because I used to be bullied around in high school, and I never know how to deal with that, how to fight, how to do this, do that, without a father figure to tell me how to combat with these kind of challenges you face with in school and growing up and those kind of stuff. So the fathers nowadays need to pay more attention to their young boys in the home and nurture them in the way that they're supposed to be nurtured, in order to protect themselves in school,
Mm-hmm.
in order to have, how should I put this? Be able to protect themselves and and also to be learn to be a man growing up in school, because in life he will be a father himself
Mm-hmm.
when he gets children, when he gets old.
Mm-hmm.
So fathers need to be more responsible for the young boys in the home, to my knowledge.
Okay. Phealecia. Okay. Now we're gonna look at the qualities of being a good father. Now, being a father, a good father, begins with your character building. It begins with your personality, the example that you set as a man figure in the home. Being the head of the home is all about setting the standard for your family as a man. Now, there's a lot of issues because most time we as men, we want to look at parties, we want to look at all sort of stuff, but we don't look at our priority. We're supposed to be our families. The priority we're supposed to be your children development. So we take things for granted and we look at other things rather than the importance of our family and development of our children.
Yes.
Now, what are the good qualities of being a good father? One, honesty.
Yes.
You have to be very honest with your children. You have to be very honest with your family.
Yes.
Because a lot of us is not being honest to our children.
Oh, yes.
And that's
Go ahead.
why you see a lot of things that is going on now pertaining to our young men has become a challenge to us.
Go ahead.
Because we're not being honest to our family. We often hide the truth from our family.
That is so true. Go ahead.
And as a father, you have to be real as the head of the home.
Yes.
You have to be very honest in everything you do. Because children looks at your honesty as a father.
Oh, yes.
Number one. Please, nobody bang me and just being real, alright? I'm just taking my time, alright? So please, children look at the honesty of their fathers. Without honesty, it's going to cause a lot of challenges in the home.
Yes.
Because if you cannot be honest to yourself as a father in front of your family, we're supposed to be your first priority.
Yes.
What do we expect when our children look at us, especially our boys in the home? Now just continue flow with us. Second thing, as a father, you have to watch your attitude. It's very important. Let your attitude be positive and not negative in front of your family, in front of your children. Sometimes man or woman get problem husband and wife get problem,
Yeah.
and they start to fight in front of their children.
Imagine that.
They start to
Hey.
argue. The attitude becomes so negative, and all sort of certain bad behavior begin to happen. And your children watch all that, especially our boys.
Exactly. That's why some of the fights are break out with the young men nowadays in school.
Okay.
With when they used to fight in school with knives, stabbing,
Machete.
and all kind of thing in high school with young boys. And I'm like, really?
Mhm.
Is this going on nowadays? Where are the fathers nowadays? Because when it comes to youth month
Mhm.
and youth and children parade,
Mhm.
I don't see much fathers in the parade, you know. All I see is more mothers than the fathers. So what is the problem here?
Okay, when you talk about parade, give me a clear understanding.
Like children's the parade.
Mhm.
The parents supposed to go with the children to be with the children. But
In the parade, I
yeah,
watch the parade.
in the parade itself.
The animals first.
Animals, all right, because sometimes fathers get work to do and different things. So I'm not going to blame it on the fathers or the mothers, but sometimes the parents is not available at the moment of time because of work, and it's just life, all right. But the attitude itself from some fathers in the home is ridiculous, to be honest with you. You see, I deal with young boys, and I look at certain display of, I'm not beating the fathers, I'm only being real as a young person, all right? Because soon mothers will have their turn. Good? Very good. Yes. So, attitude is very important
Oh yes.
when you is the head of the family.
Yes.
Your children watch your attitude, and based on your attitude that you install, your boys will come up with the same attitude, because they look mostly at their father figure. Boys look mostly at their father figure. So if you display a bad attitude, you just expect the same attitude from your son,
Yes.
because your son watch you as a father who's supposed to be the man of the home,
Oh yes.
the anchor of the home,
Go ahead.
the vision of the home, and they begin to watch you, the way how you display your attitude. And as I said, a lot of boy, a lot of man and the woman problem when they get issues with their relationship, look at certain bad attitude come from mother and father, and the children watch all that,
Go ahead.
and it's like a dark glasses come over the eye, so they kind of see the children as they listen to them. Okay, give me a chance. Okay. Second, third thing, discipline. All right. In order to be a good father, a role model to your boys, you have to get discipline. Discipline yourself as a father before your children.
Yes.
Self-discipline is very, very important. Without discipline, there will be no discipline in the home. Why? You set the standard as a father. You install the discipline as a father. But in order to install the discipline and the true environment, then you have to discipline yourself as a father. Not only in your home, but also in the community, also at your workplace, because your image as a father will reflect back to your son. And your son will grow up with the same image as their daddy get, unless you change that environment. All right, I'm gonna ask them a question just now because they're very quiet, so I'm gonna ask them a question right now. All right. Another one is respect. Being respectful. Respect yourself as a father in the home. Everything comes up with the line of respect. The way how you talk, the way how you dress,
Yes.
the way how your conduct level is. All of this is all about mobilizing yourself before you can mobilize your son. Because when you mobilize yourself into good characteristics, your son also will watch you and develop on the same road. So you have to develop these important points of being a true and a real father figure in the home. Respect is very important. Have courtesy. Have high level of manners in your dressing, conduct and behavior. When you wake up, don't just push up your mouth like a Pinocchio nose one. You understand? When you wake up, then you see your son, good morning. Your daughter tell you, good morning. Your son tell you, good morning. You wake up and see a woman, good morning. Why? You are practicing something that you want your children to see. They're not bad characteristics, but just that you are setting a road for your family to go. A true road. Teaching your children installment of values like simple manners is very important.
Yes.
Nowadays you go up on the street, all the boys them face push up and the muscles training in the face. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Anywhere you go, they more push up. Anywhere you go, let them get problem, let them get stress. What is the matter? Where is the installment of manners? You say morning to them, they watch you like this is World War II, this World War III, this World War IV, but me never gonna only tell you good morning. I only tell you good morning.
Exactly.
I only tell you good afternoon. It's not that me and you are enemy, because I don't have enemies. But just that, I been in good courtesy and I said, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Sometimes you as a father may walk on the street and you see some little boys and you say good morning and they refuse to answer because they pull their pants down and because they get a little hair, pant up, whatever. They want to play big man in the home.
Imagine that.
Sometimes you got to install the values. Sometimes you got to install the discipline as a father. You got to install courtesy in your home, in your children, in your young boys in the home. Show them, listen, you is my son and you will develop as an independent, productive young man in society.
Yes.
Don't let society draw them. But you create an atmosphere to build your sons in the home. No. As I said, I always love this term. Example set, example follow. Example set, example follow. Which means you set the example and the same example will follow you. So example set, example follow. You have to set the example. You have to get self-controlled. Setting the example is very important for your children. Example set, example follow. That's my code when I deal with young boys in society. Why? I have to look at my own life as a young leader in society. A man who wants to mobilize other young boys in society in spite of the criticism. My main code is example set, example follow.
Yes.
You have to set the example. And the next thing is your personality. Everything you do as a man, when you're dealing with your family or other young boys in the community, have to do with your personality. Everything comes up with your personality.
Oh yes.
And these are simple points of effectiveness, of being a great father, a great role model to other young boys in society. But you have to get these simple characteristics in your life. I will go to Phealecia because Phealecia is going to read some points about boys empowerment, and she's going to give you some basic ideas in terms of how we're going to adjust some issues pertaining to boys empowerment in the community, because it's not only being a father, but it's also adopting other children in the community as your own son, because that also being a great father figure as well. All right, so we will go over to Phealecia, and Phealecia is going to give some points about some points. And look at the father, look at the one being a good one. All right, about being a great father and empower in children in terms of young boys. Sure. No. Based on all the points that I just make, what other points you want to add in terms of good qualities of being a father in the home? Because as I just mentioned, that these are the qualities that you have to get in your life to be a good father,
Yes.
and a good role model to other young boys in society.
Okay. To me, fathers got to have a respectful manner towards the young boys in the home. They have to have that kind of quality so the young boys could maintain that kind of standard within the home. Because when they see big people on the road, they can be respectful to them. The young boys need to understand that their father is the one who is ahead of them and not them who is the head of the home. Because the young boys nowadays think they are the bigger head in the house instead of the father, which is nonsense to me. Because the young boys need to settle down and realize, hey, I'm underage, I need to respect my father, I need to do better than this. Let the father run the home. I'm the youngest. Let the father mentor me. So when I grow up in life, I can tell my children, if they get any children in life, when they can teach the children the right way to do things. Because as you said, when they see big people on the road, and big people tell them good morning, good afternoon, they don't answer back, which is a problem to society, which is a bad start for them. Because if the father don't teach them these morals, these things, it will be bad on their path. And it will be bad on the children's path when they get children in their age. In the, what you call it, in the growing up stage, when they get children, that too. So the fathers need to take stock of their life and teach their young boys the right way of how to do things. And also in school, the young boys are telling off the teachers then in the classes.
In terms of what?
Using off the teachers then, swearing after them, telling them they're not doing this, not doing that, which is wrong. The teacher is in charge of you. So they need to, so the young boys, they just take stock of their life. The fathers, especially, need to look into this. Teach their children the right way. Respect the big people. Respect the older ones. Respect the adults. So the teachers that you are the one in charge of your child. Because imagine, when you go to a teacher's meeting, the young boys can tell off the teacher in front of the parents. Nowadays, I don't understand it. And the father is saying nothing, which is bad. The father is supposed to put his foot down and say, hey, this is the wrong way to go. Respect the teacher. The teacher is older than you. Don't tell off the teacher in front of me. Or you will get blows from me in front of the teacher. So the fathers need to look more into this manner, into this problem.
Okay. Let's go to Phealecia. Phealecia got to be the definition about men's empowerment. Right ahead. Right ahead, my dear.
Men empowerment. Men empowerment is to challenge the privilege, social norms that led to gender imbalances, and by giving them the space to adopt new rules and behaviors as men. The need to work with both men and women on gender issues.
Very good. Now, based on what you just read, give us a more clarification in terms of what you understand of what you just read. You're listening.
Well, as young children growing up, boys, I think our fathers should have a
Should have her. Should have her. Okay. Okay. No, as growing up, as you said, right? Our fathers should have like what, a role model?
a man-to-man talk
A man-to-man talk. Yes? Yes.
with the boys especially,
Mhm.
because in today's world there's too much violence
Mm.
going on, and
Used to be too much violence. Used to
well,
be. Because right now, the place is quiet.
Well,
Continue to that. But
continue. Okay, continue. Okay. Well, I love what she said, man-to-man talk. Because when we have a man-to-man talk with boys, there seems to get settled down more. Because sometimes we hear if your mother said, I'm call the father right now over the phone. You're so quick to settle down. You're so quick to settle down. We need to have, seriously, a man, as a father, you should spend quality time, as she said, with your boys.
yes.
Explain to them the issues that they're going to face as young boys in the community. Explain reality to them. Explain different types of actionary areas that they will have to face as young boys growing up.
Yes.
Not, you see, the problem is not when they're in primary school, because it's when they're in the high school, because that's where the most pressure begins. The peer pressure begins. When they become an adolescent stage, that's when the most difficult challenge becomes in teenage life. Alright? So, we're going to look at also actions of fathers
Mm.
and young men, because fathers are great leaders.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to repeat myself. Fathers are great leaders. Okay? Now, there are certain points of actions you have to watch as a father. One, your aggressive actions. Do not take aggressive action on your children or any abusive behaviors, such as swearing, fighting, beating up with electric wire, wherever machete, them kind of stuff there. This thing can end up with, as we call, although you are the parents, it could end up in the hand of one. Help me. Let me say, guys on the same chat. It could end up as a case of what? When you bang child with a machete, with an electric wire.
Abuse.
Thank you very much. I know that we want to install the values, but there are certain type of actions that you should not take as a father, in terms of beating up your child real bad, fighting with them, abusing them with electric wire, banging them with broadside, trying can in the head and cut the head, all them kind of stuff there.
My God.
Because people do it. And we have to watch our aggressive actions and our aggressive behaviors as men.
Yes.
Although we want to discipline, there is a way to discipline your children.
Oh, yes.
There is a way to discipline your daughters. Although it's not woman empowerment today, praise God, but still. There's a way to discipline as a father. But you have to watch your aggressive action. Sometimes you come in, jump, blah, 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 you start to fire something, you never know where go on. You stay out the drink up with your friends. You get drunk. You get drunk. And then you come in the home and start abusing the family. It do happen in real life. So you have to watch your aggressive behaviors. Very, very important. I mean, I said, I deal with young boys in the community. I know what it's like. I know the issues that they face. But there are certain things that I cannot do as a leader in terms of expressing my aggressive behaviors on them. Because they are just children. And there is a lane that I cannot cross in terms of abusing them. So therefore, as a father figure, I have to put proper patterns in place.
Yes.
And this is one of the points that I have to watch. My aggressive behavior. Am I helping you?
Yes.
I know she afraid because she afraid that I ask her question, but now the question is coming from right now.
Let me say this to the young boys up there.
Yes.
Let me say this to the young boys up there.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a sister and the mother leave things for the sister in her place,
Oh my God.
do not be vexed with the sister.
Oh my God.
Do not kill your sister because of that situation. Because this is real. Because there was a situation that took place. This is real talk, you know. A young boy kill his own sister because the mother leave things in place for the sister. And he got vexed about it. And he killed his own sister because of that situation. No, where was the father within that situation to tell the young boy, no, this was wrong to do it. He was wrong to do that to his own sister. Rape his own sister. Kill her. And now he got life sentence in jail. Young boys, come on, man. How can you do that to your own sister? How would you feel, personally, if that was you in your place?
It would have never happened. It would have never happened. That would have never happened.
If let's be real here. If the mother leave like house or money in your sister's name, would you feel bad about it?
Okay. I will say, okay, because as I said, it have to do with the leadership of the home. You have to explain to children also about the inheritance of the family. And because this is one of the lacking place that a lot of us don't explain to our children. So you think, okay, we have favorite. Oh well, this is my favorite son. This is my favorite daughter. You see, this where the problem and challenges come in. When you have a child, you can't say to inform the other children, oh, he is my favorite out of all of them. There must be a part of jealousy. There must be a part of an area where some child are going to feel jealous of one, and their chaos begins. So as parents, we have to understand that we cannot get favorite when you are dealing with your own children. And maybe that might be a case that happened with him. Nobody know the situations. I already knew, said whatever as I just mentioned. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not working as I said. But bless God, this is the fact and the truth. You have to be very careful of what you said in front of your children. Especially when you're dealing with inheritance. You said, okay, let me explain my inheritance to you as my children. The same situation ended up in the Bible with Joseph. What happened with Joseph? All other Joseph brothers get jealous of Joseph. What they did to Joseph? They throw him into a well. They tell the father Joseph got missing. When they know they put Joseph in a well. What caused them to do that? One simple thing, inheritance. The same case that happened with this brother and the sister. Same inheritance. So you should explain your inheritance to your children. Very, very important. Teach them, listen, I have a bank account and this bank. Okay, this is how I'm going to share it up if anything happened to me. You get this portion, you get this portion, you get this portion, you get this portion. In that way, you're not going to create a chaos in your family. Because everybody already know their portion. So you have to explain the inheritance to your children. And that comes up again also with the aggressive actions. You have to explain it to your children. If I have a child, I have my wife, for example. Yes? She's not my wife, but I have my wife. Okay? Okay, I have my wife. Alright? Yeah. So, as a father, I have to make decisions as a man in the home. I have to bring my wife together, and me and my wife sit down and said, okay, this is what we have to sort out for the children. Alright? For the family. I know you have your account, I have mine. If anything happened to you, if anything happened to me, what do we have in place in source of share for our children?
Yes.
And based on that, you act on your role as a head of the home. Alright? Don't feel no, it's okay. You're wedding bell after right now. Alright? So those are the type of things that we have to look at in coming around to these situations in life. a right inheritance. So, I encourage you, don't get no favorite coming around your children, please.
Oh no.
You don't want something happen
Exactly.
that happened last time. With that guy end up in the prison. One choice, because of jealousy. One choice, because of ignorance. One choice caused him to go and cause his whole life in prison. You don't want that happen to your son. You don't want what happened to her happen to your daughter. So therefore, we have to put a proper structure in place as men of the home.
Oh yes.
Very, very important. Disciplinary actions. I don't want to get in trouble. Please, don't beat me. I'm just being real, alright? I'm just being very real, I pray. Alright? I'm just being very real.
Now let me ask a question.
Yes, right, man.
For those young boys who grew up without a father in their life, who is in charge of the house?
Well, mother. Thank you.
Now,
Once they're living with the mother.
Exactly.
does the mother play the both mother and father role at this present moment?
Well, I say yeah.
Yes, I will say yes as well.
Which one?
Yes. Mothers to play a role for their children. Because when you look at single parent family, they only sometimes have only a mother, and a mother have to pick up the role as a father at the same time. But honestly, being in the home, you have to get two figures in order to raise up a child properly. You have to get the mother figure and the father figure. Both play a vital role in the development of his or her daughter or his or her son. You have to look at that. Sometimes a mother may go through a lot of challenges,
Yes.
because a father figure is not there, and she wish, oh, where's the father? Oh, where's the father to come and help me? Where's the father? And burdens start to happen. It's same thing as a man. You have a daughter, oh, where's the father? Where's the mother? Your mother, so situations start happening. Conflicts start happening. When you have conflict in the family, when you have conflict in the home, this what happened. And this what causes family to get divided. This what causes fight to be in families. And this what we have to prevent. That's why they teach family life at home. But they have to get more deep into family life when they teach at schools. In terms of children, they have to teach the children right.
Exactly.
Very, very right. You know, so family life structures is very important.
And the thing that is bothers me also, when there is confusion in the house, and the father chooses to leave the wife, that is be an expert on the child.
Oh God.
That is be a bother to the child.
Oh God.
And that is take the child mentally in the child when the child grows up.
Because the questions start rising up now. The pepper sauce start getting hot now.
There we go.
The pressure cooker pot.
Here we
We
go.
call it. Yes.
Here we go.
Phealecia get a question from me after. But let me answer Shaq's question here. Right? You said, okay. You said, what you said again?
About confusion in the home, and the father choose to leave the
Because
wife.
of divorce.
Yes.
Okay.
And he leaves a stench on the child.
And the child.
Mentally.
Yes. Now that's normally happen when you raise up with a nuclear family in terms of mother and father being together, and it get divorced. That also bring a stress on the children as well. It happen. I see it happen in communities. I see it happen with some of the children that I have to deal with in my scout group, and I got to counsel them because based on the mental breakdown that they get, because here goes daddy is no longer in the home because daddy get divorced. Here goes mommy is no longer in the home because mommy get divorced. And this do happen in real life situations. And I think as a family, to be a great family and fundamental family, especially when you are married, you have to be real with yourself as husband and wife. You have to be real. This ain't no puppy dog show and call him come out a cage for each everybody. This ain't no super WWF wrestling show. This is a real life situation. You have real life children.
Yes.
Your children look at you as husband and wife.
Oh yes.
You have to set the correct example. Sometimes people get divorced for little petty A, B, C, D, E, F, G things when they can just usher You hear me? Sometimes they come up, oh, I must divorce her because a simple issue thing. So what about the covenant? When you put a ring, everybody could see the ring? What about this ring? When you put on the finger? What about it when you say I do? The problem is, one of the things that gonna stress our nation is that a lot of people are getting divorced foolishly.
It's true.
Very, very foolishly.
Oh, yes.
And that has become one of the burden on our nation. If you look in the government files, Lord of mercy, I show you printer to that's in divorce paper.
Hey,
I sure.
Go ahead.
That every time you just divorce, filing for divorce. And for what? Petty, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Simple things they could adjust. Why? You have to go for files like this. When you could come as a wife and a husband and usher with simple issues. You sleep in the same bed, you lock up in the same room. Man, you just put on a Michael Bolton, man. Just put on a Celine Dion, man. Just put on a...
Some husband and wife don't sleep in the same room.
Well, okay, according to Phealecia, some husband and wife don't sleep in the same room.
which is a problem again.
Which is a problem again, because if you're married, you're supposed to be in the same room. Alright? But at the same time, you have to set the example. Okay, listen. Don't press it on your wife. Your wife just wake up. Okay, you expect her to do breakfast. You expect her to wash. You expect her to do this. You cannot just sit on your backside and the veranda reading WhatsApp, SKN, looking for news and all sort of thing, and you're not doing nothing in the home. You should be in the yard. Man, put a farming in your yard. Grab your son, come here. Let's go out in the yard. We gonna farm together. Me is the father, let me teach you. The wife grab the daughter and say, okay, let me teach you how to cook. Let me teach you how to wash. That way you guys are doing your job. You see where the balance is. But if ABCED going on, preschool going on in the home, there is no high school development and all of this, what are you going to expect? Phealecia, the question on X.
Is it our job as a woman to empower a man?
Well,
When y'all said the man is the head of the house?
Well, it's 50-50.
okay. Okay.
50-50.
Okay, let me explain to this. In a marriage life, okay, for all of you couples who are listening, don't come for me for counseling. I'm not gonna counsel you. I just need something. All right. All right.
If you want counseling, go to a pastor or another counselor.
So here goes. So as a couple, all right, this is the truth. When you're married, it's no longer one. I mean, it's no longer two divided. It come one mind in the home. You and your wife get one mind. Two of you is the head of the home. Two of you have a balanced figure to play in the home, under the same umbrella as husband and wife, as a father and a mother. You guys have the same jurisdiction of responsibilities. Either you play a man role, either you play a female role. Two of you is under the same umbrella, coming around to your children and your home development. Yes, woman also can empower the home, because there are some men who playing foolish ABC cards in the home and not doing their job. I'm going to be real. So woman can also empower men as well. Empower their husband as well. Sometimes we take it so stubborn and say, oh, because we are the man, me not listen to woman. Woman are get control of me. Please take out the stupid things out of your mind. Please. Just for once, please. Look at life reality. I said, I'm behaving myself, please. As I said, okay, women can also empower men in the home. But some men refuse because of ignorance, because of stubbornness. But if a woman has seen you doing your role as a father, of course, what do you expect? She's going to rise up. She's going to get on you like a lion. Because it's the same child she birthed. It's the same child she pushed 9 months. It's the same child she been in the pain with. So what is the issue? Play your role as a father. This ain't no ABC game. You have children. Be the role model in your children's life. Exactly. And if the woman not playing her part, get on her as a woman. I'm the one give her the sperm. Amen. You push my baby. So you're going to raise my child properly. You're not going to set this behavior inside my home. I'm sorry for my words. I'm just going to correct. I'm going to try to correct myself.
You're speaking the truth.
All right? I'm trying to correct myself. Phealecia, you water?
You're speaking the truth.
I water for you. Water? I'm soda for you. I'm soda. I'm water.
Y'all,
Okay.
we're speaking the truth here. We're speaking the
Okay,
truth.
so
We're speaking the truth.
this is... Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, before we continue, we will open the phone lines in a bit. The phone line number to call is 1-869-664-6491.
Jesus.
So if you want to call in, the number again is 1-869-664-6491. So you can call in, ask us a question pertaining to this topic this afternoon about empowerment of young men, and also you can email us your questions at sknuttalk@gmail.com. Again, sknuttalk@gmail.com. So you can call us and also email us. Let us continue. Herschel.
Okay. They're telling me behave myself, so I'm going to behave myself. Alright? So, disciplinary actions. Learn as a father. Discipline yourself, alright? No. Counseling. As parents, I know we send our children to school. And we have a lot of tick-tock, tick-tock, let the clock ticking. A lot of issues coming on to counseling and blaming the schools. Now, what happened is that as a father and mother, it's your job to counsel your children. Okay? Counseling your children means proper mentorship. Proper mentorship. Always learn the correct way of counseling your child. It's not only family life in schools, it's not only the government do it, but everything comes up as you in the home. Because by the end of the day, you send your child to school, he come back from school, end up in the same home, end up in the same environment. You have to create a counseling strategy. If you understand that your child gets anger management problem, if your child gets situations that you need to deal with as a father or as a mother, you should avail yourself as a counselor of the home.
Yes.
Because you is a counselor. Let me ask Phealecia and Shaq a good question. Okay? You being the husband, you being the wife. Amen. Amen. Good. Now, in the home, in your home, you have situation with your children where you face, you see now, and look at something, anger start rising up, behavior patterns start changing, and different stuff start displaying in your children. What would you do as a mother, as a father, as a couple that married? Any one of you, husband or wife, any one of you can answer.
Phealecia, go ahead.
Look like the place save and the bells. Let's go. Any one of you, husband or wife, any one of you. Okay, let me do this exercise. This is an exercise here. Alright? So you is the mother, you is the father. But you realize there's some different changes is happening in your child life. And you see, like, all of a sudden getting angry, in not talking to you guys no more. What would you do as a parent, as a family, over the head of your home? Let's go. Start the ball rolling.
Well,
Husband talking.
Is the head of the house.
Yes.
what I would do, I would talk to them, reason with them, and tell them that, hey, we are a family. We have to speak together. We have to learn to be with each other, so we could learn what we do in the home. So we have that kind of bond together as a family. You can't leave nobody out. You have to have that kind of bond with your children, with your young men, with your young ladies in the home. So they could know that we love them, we care for them, and we love, always be there for them. Yes.
Okay, let me hear from the wife. And then you guys be the judge. Let me hear from the wife. Let's go. Yeah, listen from the wife now.
Well, I will call the child by itself, by him or herself, sit, speak in a quiet area, ask him what's the problem of bothering him, try trash it out of him. You know, you got some children in one. You have to enforce them and stuff.
Okay. So, we both listen to the husband and the wife. Alright? Here goes, we just did an exercise. This exercise is very simple. We ask, they are the head of the home, but they see some changes happening in their children. Okay, they say I'm the child son of family. So therefore now, based on my question to the husband and the wife, now, I'm glad how you guys answer it, because sometimes children have issues because of parents' problems and situations. So sometimes they will not tell you as the wife. But you see them adapt different situations. And look at something, they get angry. Daughter want to go up on mommy's side, son want to go up on daddy's side. Or sometimes everybody want to go up on mommy's side, everybody want to go up on daddy's side. Where is the balance between this now? Where you as a husband and the wife trash it out in the home. As we just said, we'll take, okay, this one of the option, you will call the child out by itself and speak to the child to see what is the problem. That's a very important static. Very important. But at the same time, you have a family, this is what they call a family meeting. Everybody call everybody together and said, you know what, as the head of the home, as the wife, you know, I realize there's some changes happening in your guys' life. I know maybe you guys have things that you guys don't want to tell us. It might be our relationship as husband and wife. It might be, so let me know what affect you guys as our children. And you will amaze of certain things that tell you that you cannot see as a husband and wife. And because of that, you now could make a better decision for your family. And you could say, no, my husband, it could be job, it could be you working all the time, they don't have no time with you. They're seeing other children being out there with their family going to the movies, with their family going to the picnic, and they're not seeing you going nowhere with them. So all that can become an issue. And sometimes you're not spending quality time with them in the home. Every minute you're gone in a house, you're gone in a room, you're gone in pan this, you're gone in pan that. Every minute you're arguing, you're stupid, you're not talking to each other. So that being a chaos. Remember, children's mind is like a computer.
Yeah.
They're easy to pick up very, very easily.
Oh, yes.
And based on how you display, they begin to watch you. But at the same time, as the husband and wife, to trash out this, as I just said, two of you come together. You say what, honey, husband, my wife, whatever you guys want to call yourself, we're going out this Friday and a movie, taking the family out and a movie. Because I think this is one of the issues that have been affecting our son and our daughter. And we need to ensure that we spend quality time with them. See where the change begins. Look at the anger management and see if there any change in the anger management. It could be something they face at school, something they face in the community, but maybe because you don't listen to them as a father, you don't listen to them as a mother, and they're afraid to talk to you. They're afraid. And they don't know who to talk to. And sometimes this is the reason why a lot of children commit suicide in the home. It happened here in St. Kitts, it happened around the world. And these are issues that I got to face as a scout leader, facing some of the children that I deal with. Situation where they had on their mind, where they want to commit suicide because of issues in their home. They're thinking, oh well, mommy ain't like them. Oh well, daddy ain't like them. Oh well, they're only picking the favorite. I ain't nobody in the home. Mean nothing to them because they ain't concerned about me. That's how a lot of children feel. And we should spend quality time with our children, empowering our children as father and a mother. Okay? Now, next exercise for husband and wife. Lord, we have a good exercise here going this afternoon. Very, very good. Next exercise for husband and wife. Right? So, you being the husband, you being the wife. Okay? What are the type of leadership skills you're gonna establish as a father and as a mother over your children? And what are the type of issues that you think that could affect your children away from what we just discussed a while ago? The floor is open to husband and wife. We're getting a good exercise there. Thumbs up. Any one of you?
Oh my goodness.
Any one of you? Start. Shaq, it's the husband start first. Yeah, the husband. Let's go. Talk.
Okay, what we can instill in our children?
Mm-hmm.
We can instill in them proper manners.
Mm-hmm.
We can instill in them how to go about being respectful to us in the home. What else, right? Phealecia, help us here.
Well, depending on the wife now, so let's say the wife gonna say.
Well, for me, I have a 4-year-old daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I teach her more about respect, manners, education. So anywhere she goes, she walk the streets, she would say good morning, she would say hello, even though she don't know the person. And what's that? That is it.
Very good. Very good. Now another question for husband and wife.
Yeah.
Not yet. Well, what is the leadership skills that you guys need to establish as a father and as a mother in the home? Husband and wife. We get a good exercise here. Let's go. Husband and wife.
Say that again?
What is the type of leadership skills that the guys got to establish as a parent in the home itself? In terms of mobilizing your children, mobilizing your son, boys, girls, yeah. One just said, Let's go. Husband and wife, I start out. I start out.
You start.
Well, the engine run out, so let me get them some fuel. Alright? So, okay, one. When you look at the leadership skills that both parents got to establish in their children, you always got to look at 4 major skills. 4 major skills. One, their careers. That comes up with their academics, their education. So as a mother and a father, you have to balance the education of your children. You have to ensure that your son and daughter get a good education. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
You have to ensure that when she go to school and she come back home, he go to school and he come back home, you check on their homework. You check what they do in school. Make it your business. Make it your time. Make it your sacrifice to check on your children, school, grades, and development in their class. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay. We comes up with the same educational career. Husband and wife exercise again. Are you gonna help me this afternoon? I'm not the only speaker. We're not and Jerry's finger sure.
I have a question to ask though.
Okay, Shaq got a question to ask before I ask husband and wife.
Oh God. This could be I missed the question. So the young children in the home should be watching the parents having
How we not? How we not? How we not?
it's a course.
Oh Jesus.
God, that is happening in school days now. The young people having sex in school. And the trouble is, the young people are seeing the parents having it in the house.
Well.
And that is a problem also.
Okay, well, it's a 50-50 chance. I vote on that. Because one, social media is there. That's number one.
Phone.
We have the phones, number 2. We have materials, number 3. So everything could comes up online. Company as well. Because
True.
they may not, parents may not do. Because I don't think nobody, no wait for parents in their mind will do that information.
No.
No wait for parents.
Well,
At the end, they give it.
well, some.
Some of the children could peep through the hole, you know. They can hear strange noise in the house. You know.
Well,
They can hear strange noise in the house, you know.
What's the picture?
And they want to know what's going on in the house, you know. So they go by the door listening. So they peep through the door and see what's going on.
that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
But I think I get no comments on that. I can't comment. I can't comment. Maybe Phealecia want to comment on that. Maybe Shaquille want to comment. I nada. Right? That's a ticklish question there, but it do happen sometimes for true. And I think that most of the time the issue why a lot of children do that because of the media. I blame the media for outrage of that. Because as I said, no parent in the white mind will do it only if they're crazy and another level. Alright? But stay to say, in the same line, if you get a question, just let me know, I'll answer it, okay? But you being a mother, you being the father of the child, amen. What are the type of skills that you will look for in your son to push your daughter forward as the heads of the home? What are the skills you're going to introduce to your children in the home? Let me know. Floor is open to husband and wife. Boy, we have been a good husband and wife talk here this afternoon. Oh my God.
A counselor in the house.
So let me go now. Exercise is on. Either husband or wife want to answer. I don't know. So we're gonna answer first. You? Ayonada.
Let Phealecia answer the
Okay,
question.
the wife decided to answer first. Okay.
The
Wife
phone
don't want to
lines
answer.
are open. If anybody wants to call in and to ask a question, the phone lines are still open. 664-6491 is the number. So feel free to call in, please.
Don't put up my voice on. Okay. So 1. Academical skills. You have to look at, as I just mentioned, away from the education in terms of the maths, the English, the whatever, science, etc. What they do. These are the type of skills you should push your child in. You get plumbing. Music. Very good. Now the web just start to talk now. Amen. Carpentry. Yes. They do woodwork, computer, business, electrical, painting, cooking, more video editing. These are things, huh? Art and craft. Very good. So these are type of things that you could introduce to your children as the head of the home. Skills as parents. Oh my God. I get in there.
Go ahead.
Checking your children homework. Let me ask husband and wife. When last you check your children homework?
Who said I have children?
No.
My word. Ask me the question, making it sound like I have children.
Oh God. So, in the end, guys, it's just an exercise, alright? Don't take it real, alright? I don't want nobody husband come and bang me.
After my daughter come from school, she
Yes.
said, Mommy, this is what I do in school. This
Uh-huh.
is what we learn in school. This is
Uh-huh.
what we sing in school.
Mm-hmm.
And so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things she said, I will go back and check back with the teacher, and the teacher will tell me, yes, she is.
Mhm. And how do you feel as a parent doing that?
Proud, of course.
Put your hands together.
Good.
Very good.
A proud mother
Very
in the
good.
house.
Very good. And you see where you see the road now, that give you the vision where you want to push your daughter even more in her academics, right? Very good. So these are the type of things that we want to look at, that we want families to adopt. Pay attention to your children's schoolwork. Pay attention when they come to work, when they come after school and they reach home. Some children say, Mommy, as Phealecia just say, Mommy, I just learned this in school. She did her part, she went go check. But Shaq, you didn't tell me what you did with your son yet. What you do with your daughter yet when she come from school and he come from school. How do you check on the homework? What do you do?
Well, I would do the same thing. Ask them what they did, what they learned in school, what they did. Let me check your books to go through to make sure that you did X, Y, Z. To make sure your homework is intact for the next day. make sure they get the homework done in time to carry it into school.
And how do you feel about it?
Feel good about that.
Very good. Very, very good. Now, the next thing we should look at is called their social life. Wow, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. Their social life. Now, when you look at the social life of children, all right, you have to look at certain points. Now, guys, I know that as a counselor with kids, I want you to pay attention to this one, because when you're looking at the social life of children, you have to look at certain categories when you're dealing with children. One, the links. Links. L-I-N-G, links. Now, you have to look at their friends, the people they live around, the people they go out with. Why? Let me ask this husband, let me ask husband and wife, what do you think I said you have to check their children links? Let me say one thing. Let me say one thing. Because every year Christmas, Santa Claus bring a gift, and every gift change every Christmas.
Oh,
so this one the gift
Santa
that I got. Maybe you should come Santa Claus for the Christmas party.
No.
You just banging a joke, alright? Okay, however, this one I want to look at. One. Okay? I will just say the links. Sometimes children want to go to the movies. For instance, this happens in teenagers and everything. They want to go to some party. They ask you who you go with. What you got to know? I look at certain. Who you want to go in with? Who you want to contact for?
Who are that's a child?
I tell you. So, therefore, as parents, let me ask a question. If your child say, Daddy, Mommy, I have to go to a party, you first thing you don't know what type of party.
Exactly.
First thing, you don't know who will be at the party.
Exactly.
Second thing, so how would you address that as a father and a mother?
Huh.
I want to just say, huh?
Boy.
Why bullet talk about now? Let me hear what you say now.
One,
Yes.
I'll ask her what kind of party.
Mm-hmm.
Two,
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask her with who.
Uh-huh.
Three,
Uh-huh.
I'll ask her what time in.
Uh-huh.
And four, actually I'll call, well, this person she going with.
Uh-huh.
Well, if there's an adult, I would ask the adult herself.
Mm-hmm.
Because my child ain't going to no party that I don't know.
Okay,
Mhm.
now,
Very good.
if the child
Mm-hmm.
lied and said that this is the kind of party that's going to, and you realize is a kind of party that you never wanted to go to, what would you do
As a mother.
Repeat.
if your child lied to you about saying this is the kind of party I'm going to, and you find out that this is the kind of party that she wasn't supposed to go to? What would you do as a mother?
You mean if I find out after or before?
You find out after
After.
that she at the party at the moment.
Well, I'll reach right where the party there and I'll drag her out.
Mm.
If not, I'll drag her out and bang her in front every single Tukman Sam and Bugay.
Oh Lord.
Straight
Cause-
here, straight home.
Mm.
And what I just realized nowadays
Mm-hmm.
is that the young people just tell the parents are going to such and such.
So now they say it's
And
such
next thing-
place and they in there.
And next thing they're at the strip club.
But you don't believe this in curiosity, because curiosity will tell you as a parent. Understand, if you are a very protective parent, you, as Phealecia said, and you will ask one, call the adult. Give me the number you're going with. Call the person. You gotta be an adult. And sometimes, you know, being a parent, sometimes, please don't try the secret. Sometimes they go to the,
Well, I
okay, you can try.
would follow them.
I
in a way.
just said that she read me mind. She read me mind. She actually read me mind. She read me
I will follow
mind.
them.
She read me mind. She read me mind. You actually read my mind. You read my mind.
Once I try to train up
Yes.
the right way, then
They'll
I
be
don't
truthful to
think
you.
a
Oh,
child
yes.
would
Yes.
go apart.
Definitely. They will be truthful to you.
And the thing is, why would a young girl or boy be doing that at a strip club at the young age?
I don't know.
Well, you see, in society, where the world is going to, the world is changing. And people mind are being changed. And people don't have respect now. Use the time they say, where your ID card? They don't check ID card. They don't know if the child is underage. They don't know, but they just allow the child to come inside. You see, let me tell you. The reason why a lot of parents getting beaten are you accept too much nonsense. Too much of rubbish from all your children. It's time to take the bull by your hand. As grandma always said, if they can't hear, they're going to feel by this thing. And if you don't properly bring up your child and continue play ABC and dashing hoop, that's how you're going to get. And that's why a lot of parents getting the licks from their children now. And they can't control their children. Of course, I look at something, who not get on tattoo, who not get belly out, who not reveal this,
Belly
pierce, judgment, who not smoking for the mother in the house and the underage, who not say bad word, who not say, me come, you don't hear me come,
And the parents accepting these
and you
kind of things?
accept these type of rubbish. If they could embarrass you in your own home, where else they can embarrass you as a mother and a father?
Now let me go to the Christian parents now. Christian parents have children in the house who swearing, listening to all these rubbish kind of music, going to these kind of parties as a Christian parent. What kind of Christian parent are you?
Jesus.
God can judge you for that, you know. God will judge you for that, you know. Because if you don't instill these kind of things into your children, as a Christian mother and father,
Well, some of the children they say to themselves, I'm to age.
age my foot. You
To
under
age.
my roof, you do what I say.
Truth.
Or I will put you out, or you get your own house.
Truth be told.
See? Very good. You have to be very strict as a parent. There's a time and a place you have to accept the bird and you cannot accept the bird food. You got to be real. You got to be real as a parent. Set the structures in place. Set the standards. And you have to say, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something as a father, as a mother. Let me tell you. If you don't want to see the down row on me, I may bring you in the world. But this is the discipline I want to tell you what I'm going to do to you. If you don't hear what I tell you, you better pray them come to me gate before me start banging you. When children hear that, and I like what your eyes, sorry. When children hear that, sometimes they get terrified. Sometimes, oh, I will call auntie this, auntie come down, and call uncle this, uncle come down. How could tell the child that? How could? But yeah, are you bring them? Hold up, are you bring them? Are you push them in the world?
When I tell auntie and uncle, sometimes
They
the mother tell you, no, you can't. They go right back and ask the father, and father say, yes,
You can. Oh, well, that's
So
true.
that's not like problem.
Yes.
Well, my
So that's where problem end up for real.
Exactly.
Because mother make a decision, say, now go. Big child start to cry, hinga. And then father say, you can go. And mother was like, oh, what is this? I just tell her she can't go. I just tell him he can't go. So why you say she can't go? Where is the, and you see the conflict coming. Oh, well, she's a child. Listen, if just so you is the head, she also the head. Just so she's the head, you also the head. If a head said no, then no is no. And they got to abide by it, they like it or not. Rule is rule, regulations is regulations. And this one you got to get for your family. Install, enforce rules in your family. Let them know you is the lion of the house. And when the lion roar, let them understand the roar as a parent. You understand? Don't be a spray and run around the jungle. Oh, a lion come, some your head and you play dashing hoop, you play dashing hoop. The world gonna teach them for you if you not train them. You play dashing hoop if you want. But you have a child. You should be real with your child.
Exactly.
Be real with your children. Sometimes they may not like it because they think, oh well, they come in mature, and they say they get piece of here for whatever A, B, C, D. Me not say nothing. They just start to get this and get that, he or her, and look what happened. Look what happened. They want to play man in the house, woman in the house. If you take licks from your children and licks you won't continue again. You have to be real with your children.
Exactly.
You got to.
You got to put on your foot. You is a parent in the house. The children is not supposed to be beating you. It's you supposed to be beating your child.
And as we said, these are the type of things that you have to be alert to as a parent in your home. I mean, I'm not a parent as yet. Thank God. Amen. I'm not a parent as yet. I know somebody watching me like, She like, yeah, she want to tell me something, but she gonna tell you, she gonna tell me. But I not being a parent as yet, but having kids with me, I know that I'm a parent in society. I'm not a biological parent, but I'm a parent in society. And I have over about 50 kids, 100 kids I deal with in my village. And I know as a father figure to them, as a role model to them as a father, they look at me and some of them are very disgusting. Oh my Jesus world. Some of them are very disgusting. Some of them was a hurricane, never say hurricane Oma category 8. Some of them was category 8. We get hurricane Oma 7 or 6. Category 6. Them were category 8 children. And you got to deal with them. Difficulties after you talk. But so to say, when I look at their development now in high school, you see how calm they be, you see the changes, you see the mental development, you see the physical development, the maturity, and this is what we want to see. Sometimes some of them may be very disgusting. You say, oh man, I wish I should have never been in the world. But they believe me, never tell a kid that, never tell a child that you regret to bring them into the world. Because a lot of time, as I said, this what causes children to commit suicide sometimes, and even to run away from home, because they feel forsaken, they feel rejected, they feel unloved. The time is not there, the quality time is not there, so they don't know what to do. They're confused in their mind. As a counselor for me, it's not easy dealing with situation like this every day. Or when we say, oh, call the welfare get work to do. You is the welfare in your home. Listen to me.
Say it again.
The welfare get work to do. Where you gonna call welfare? Maybe get a lot of cases on the hand. You is your own welfare in your home. Wife is the own welfare in the home. You should know what you want for your family. You should know the disciplinary points that you want for your family. Don't always depend on the government. Don't always depend on the school. Lord man, the teacher's tired mentally every day too. And you're mentally because you come from work and you're tired as well. Everybody takes stress. You take stress, me take stress too. And that's why you bring your child in the world. Because God gives you a responsibility. And as Shaq said, God gonna hold a lot of your parents accountable. Exactly. The way how you bring up your children.
Oh, yes.
You pray to God, you dream to God, say, God, one day to get a girl, one day I wish to get a boy. Now God give you the baby boy. Now God give you the baby girl. Lord, you play domino game. God didn't give your child to play domino game. God give your child for you to raise up, for you to equip, for you to impact, so you could see your own seed growing independent in this world. What do you prefer? You prefer priority, which is your family? Or you prefer somewhere else to go around with your friends, drinking up, smoking up, having fun? You have to choose the balance and the right choices. Who is your first priority? You tell me, who is your first priority? Your children, or where you lie at night, where you drink at night? Sometimes your daughter don't even see you for days. Sometimes your sons don't even see you for days.
So true.
For heaven's sake, as a father and a mother, don't you feel anything in your heart? Don't you feel compassion for your own children? Don't look at the boys who are in prison. Because I know that choices sometimes get us to do the wrong things. But as a counselor, we're going to have a program where we're going to discuss certain things. How can we help those in prison and those who come out of prison, everything in counseling. But I will have a program on that at some time. But what I said is to say, Because if you're only going to look at the image of what you can do outside as a parent, but don't look at priority, which is your own children, what makes sense? You be a father or a mother. And if you know you can't handle your children or you can't take care of your children, then send them to the children home. Send them to a family who can raise them for you. You're going to feel bad, but at least you know your children getting good care. Do not get society in front of your children. Please don't. They are no stranger to your home. There is your own seed you bring inside this world. Sometimes relationship issues like husband and wife problem, a lot of issues come up between them. But guess what? Don't look at the issues. Look at your son, look at your daughter. Development. I done by saying all this. I'm going to ask Shaq, I'm going to ask Phealecia if they have any final words to say pertaining to what I just said, or any encouragement to you as parents, and then Shaq will take over from there and then close the program, alright? Phealecia, Shaq, anyone?
Well, it's 22 minutes past the hour of 5 o'clock. It was a good discussion this afternoon.
I want to hear from, I want to hear from Phealecia. I want to give some parents some encouragement before you close it.
Yes.
So, Phealecia is going to talk. Give some encouragement to your parents.
Yes.
Yes.
As a mother.
As a mother. Talk to the mothers.
Well, as parents, we need to stand firm, encourage our children to do the right from wrong, ban them from certain companies in schools, go outings, support them in this sport or that sport. Always be with the children. Love them, cherish them, care for them.
Nice.
Very good.
Also, learn who your children surround themselves with. Learn who your children are friends with. Be careful of the friends they have around them. They can lead them in the wrong way. They can lead them in a bad way. Growing up during high school time. So we had a good discussion this afternoon. It was a pleasure being here once again on another Sunday afternoon. And we do thank each and every one of you for tuning in to another edition of SKN Youth Talk with myself, Herschel Browne, and Phealecia Patrick. We do appreciate their company every single afternoon. Tune in next week, Sunday, for another edition of SKN Youth Talk. Thank you so much once again. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks, and we are out.
Mixing gospel praise and it's this Caribbean style.